Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Recha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Judges, the 15th chapter. And as we went through in the 14th chapter, we see now Samson's interactions with the Philistines, having gone there to get his wife and putting forth a riddle to the Philistines, to which they coerce his wife to find out the answer from him, and then they come and tell him. And out of rage, he gives them the the reward for it, but he ends up leaving in anger. But it came to pass within a while after, in the time of wheat harvest, that Samson visited his wife with a kid. Once again, the kid is the animal here, not a child. And he said, I will go in to my wife into the chamber. But her father would not suffer him to go in. So he was trying to go and get to work on his wife. But his father, her father was like, nah, he ain't trying to let him go. And her father said, oh, I verily thought that thou hadst utterly hated her. Therefore I gave her to thy companion. Is not her younger sister fairer than she? Take her, I pray thee, instead of her. So her father basically told him some BS and said, oh, I gave her to your companion, but you know what? Her sister looks nicer, so why don't you just take her sister instead? And Samson said concerning them, now shall I be more blameless than the Philistines, though I do them a displeasure. Meaning, you can't blame me for what I'm about to do to you, because you guys have, whatever it is that I'm about to do here doesn't amount to what you've done, right? And Samson went and caught 300 foxes and took firebrands and turned tail to tail. So he basically took 300 foxes. He tied pairs of them, right, their tails together, along with a firebrand. Here is, let's click on here. Like it says here, a torch, right? But it looks, you can imagine, fire brand. Okay, definitely not that. Torch. All right, so something like that. That could easily be set on fire. So he ties the foxes, the tails together, and put a firebrand in the midst between two tails. So each pair of fox, with their tails tied, had one firebrand tied to it. And when he had set the brands on fire, he lit it up. He let them go into the standing corn of the Philistines. So he basically lit their fields on fire using this method, and burnt up both the shocks, which are the sheaves, because remember, this was during the harvest time, and also the standing corn with the vineyards and olives, and that was a lot of damage. Then the Philistines said, who hath done this? And they answered, Samson, the son-in-law of the Timnite, because he hath taken his wife and given her to his companion. And the Philistines came up and burnt her and her father with fire. So they were basically like, they blamed them. They said, why the hell would you do some shit like why the hell would you do some shit like that to him, of all people? Now look at what he has done. So they went and basically burnt them. And Samson said unto them, so now Samson was even more mad. Though ye have done this, yet will I be avenged of you after, and after that I will cease. So basically, Samson said he was going to take vengeance for this, and after that he would be avenged, and then he would calm down, because they had burned. He was mad and set their crops on fire because of what his father-in-law did. But now, after them going and burning his father-in-law and his what was supposed to be his wife, he was even more upset. Hence, as it says, and he smote them hip and thigh, which is a way of saying it was a great slaughter. With a great slaughter, and he went down and dwelt in the top of the rock Etam. So he basically did a lot of damage there. Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah, and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Judah said, why are ye come up against us? And they answered, To bind Samson are we come up, to do to him as he hath done to us. So that troublemaker over there, he's the one we coming for. And 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock, Etam, and said to Samson, Knowest thou not that the Philistines are rulers over us? So did you forget that we're under them? What is this that thou hast done unto us? And he said unto them, As they did unto me, so have I done unto them. So, they came in and I didn't just go and cause trouble. All right. They're the ones who started it and messed with me, and I just paid them back. And they said unto him, We are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, Swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. So you said you're coming to take me to them, then do just that. But you got to swear that you're not going to try to attempt to kill me. And he probably said that because obviously he would defend himself, and he wouldn't want to have to do that against his own kin, right? And they spake unto him, saying, No, but we will bind thee fast and deliver thee into their hand. But surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords, new ropes, and brought him up from the rock. And when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him. And the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire. So that the heat of the Spirit that was on him just basically just burnt off those ropes that were on his hand. And his bands loosed from off his hands. So he was basically powered up at this point, and you can tell that it wasn't going to be a good day for those Philistines. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. And Samson said, With the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass, have I slain 1,000 men. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and called that place Ramath Lehi, which means height of a jawbone. Cool. And he was sore athirst, and called on the Lord Yahweh, and said, Thou hast given me this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, or thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, and now shall I die for thirst, and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised? So you delivered them into my hand, I slew them all, but now I'm so thirsty, I'm about to die. Is this, is this how I'm going to go out? But God clave an hollow place that was in the jaw, and there came water thereout. And when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. I mean, slaying 1,000 men, yeah, that'll definitely do it. And no wonder he was exhausted. Wherefore he called the name thereof En-Hakkore, which is in Lehi unto this day. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years. Let's look at that word, that name. Which is spring of one calling. And that brings us to the end of the book of Judges, the 15th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Recha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.